I find myself alone in South Wales, with a whole day of glorious sunshine on my hands and the siren call of a fast motorbike seductively plucking at my consciousness. What else am I to do but submit to temptation for 200 or 300 miles? My meandering thrash had me crisscrossing a huge area from Llanstefan to Llanelli, Llandilo to Llandovery. I followed my throttle hand, here pausing for a cigarette on a deserted beach, there partaking of a fry up in the Llandovery Bikers Cafe, serenaded by the revving of engines as the local bikers flocked in and out, enjoying their awesome topographic good fortune, and the paucity of four-wheel road traffic. In passing I discovered a giant, but almost secret park estate, complete with ancient manor house and forgotten castle at Dinefra, now owned by the National Trust and open to visitors, one for another day. In between all this, I relentlessly pursued ribbons of purest premium grade taft tarmac as they twisted and turned, around mountains and valleys, as if in a frantic attempt to evade capture. And then, towards the end of the day, as I headed back towards Carmarthen, I took a flyer, and turned off the A40, betting a road I already knew to be excellent against a slice of the unknown, plucked from my handy form guide, the A to Z Road Atlas. In the event, I didn't just win the bet, I cleaned out the bookies. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Black Mountain Run, the road that it is created specifically, so they had somewhere to thrash their ethereal chariots on sunny days. If you want to find the Black Mountain Run on a map, take a look at South Wales and trace the A40 east from Carmarthen. Equidistant between Llandilo and Llandovery, and just to the south of the A40, you'll find the village of Llangadog, where starts the awesome A4069. One look at the map should tell you all you need to know, but I'll just add that when you take into account the oscillations of the road and the huge changes in altitude as you snake your way over the Black Mountain and down into Brinham, the experience lasts for some 25 miles, and for a good 15-mile stretch in the middle I didn't have the bike vertical for as long as 10 seconds even once. In fact, on the top 5-mile section, you can reduce that to 3 seconds. As you snake your way out of Llangadog, the road starts by lulling you for half a mile, before suddenly bang, over on your rear, and the roller coaster begins with you fighting your way up a river valley, through trees, swinging this way and that, climbing inexorably and working throttle, box, brakes, and concentration hard, while the odd corner tightens, or a narrow humpback bridge over the river intercedes in between opposing ear slider optional corners. There are miles of this stuff, which the road atlas isn't of sufficient scale to spot, and it's exhilarating beyond measure. Your speed is limited by what you can see most of the time, and the scenery looks pretty unforgiving. More than a couple of times I was left feeling very glad that I had restrained my natural exuberance in favor of sensible caution. And then you emerge from the trees, just in time to cross a cattle grid, whereupon all hell breaks loose. You wouldn't want to ride this road in the wet, or in the dark, without the faintest shadow of a doubt you would die. Here is bare mountainside, and a road that struggles to climb it. The limiting factor is not visibility, it is a combination of bottle and skill. Concentrating the mind wonderfully, as the road lurches sickeningly away to the left from beneath your front wheel, but then slams back upwards, and to the right, is the fact that the runoff on one side consists of lumps of jagged rock that would shatter bone and rend flesh, and yet go the other way in both you, and your machine will cartwheel to fragmented oblivion down 1,000 feet of rock and boulder-strewn Welsh mountainside. Corners follow corners, every one a near-death experience, since without fail it will either tighten up, change elevation, or alter camber. Often it will do all three simultaneously. Additionally, if you come to a blind crest, even if you can see the road continuing only a few yards ahead, you can safely assume that it dives off into some fold of the mountainside in the hidden gap, to deliver you a vicious hairpin. As you attack the Black Mountain, the suspension loads and unloads hard, while you crank first one way, and then the other, eyeballs out on stalks and heart pounding, pushing as hard as you dare, pegs decking momentarily as the dips coincide with apexes, and then suddenly you are at the viewing point on the summit. Time for a fat break and a few zen breathing exercises, and also to let tortured brakes and smoking tires cool down. There are others up here, pausing for breath as they ride the Black Mountain, and I chat to them as I puff. The road claims a few bikers a year, and indeed an incautious Fireblade donor put himself in hospital and his bike in the total loss register only last week. I imagine it would be easy to do. Back in the saddle, it's time to ride down the other side. There's more of the same here, but with the added excitement of a downhill straight section that ends with a hard 90-degree right-hander about halfway down. Overshooting this corner will gain you air miles, with a halo and wings shortly afterwards. And then you've hit the bottom, and the last section is a nice blast through some lovely sensible fast sweepers. Then it's finished. For today. If life is looking drab and colors are looking pastel, then go ride the Black Mountain. Everything seems more vibrant after my sojourn up there today.